Imagine being so dangerous that Adolf Hitler feared you and Joseph Stalin ignored you, only to realize too late he should have listened. This isn't a movie plot. This is the true story of Richard Sorge, the man who infiltrated Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan while secretly working for the Soviet Union. And the wildest part? He changed the course of World War II without ever firing a single bullet. But his name, almost forgotten. In the next few minutes, you're going to find out why he's called the most dangerous spy in history, and why you've probably never heard of him. Stay till the end, because his final moments, they'll stick with you forever. Richard Sorge was no ordinary man. Born in 1895 to a German father and Russian mother, he was intelligent, charming, and disturbingly persuasive. He wasn't just a spy, he was a chameleon. While most children were playing with toys, Sorge was reading Karl Marx and questioning governments. After World War I, disillusioned and wounded, he turned to communism, not just as an ideology, but as a mission. And then, the Soviet Union noticed. They gave him one job: blend into Germany, make it to Japan, infiltrate the heart of its war machine, and report everything back to Moscow. Simple, right? Well, not if your drinking buddies are Gestapo agents and Japanese generals. Sorge arrived in Japan in 1933, posing as a Nazi journalist. He befriended diplomats, charmed elite officers, and even gained access to the German ambassador's personal circle. Here's the kicker. He sent intelligence directly to Stalin about Nazi and Japanese war plans, before they even reached Berlin or Tokyo. Oh, and did I mention? He warned Stalin about Hitler's invasion of the Soviet Union, months before it happened. You'd think Stalin would say, "Thanks for the heads up." But no. Stalin ignored the warning, believing Sorge's intel was too good to be true. Oops. Meanwhile, Sorge passed secrets like candy. He cracked Japanese intentions, exposed Germany's real strategy, and most crucially, he confirmed that Japan wouldn't attack the Soviet Union from the east. That one fact? It let Stalin move 1 million troops from Siberia to fight Hitler at Moscow, turning the tide of the war. Let that sink in. A spy changed the outcome of World War II with a single message, but no secret lasts forever. In 1941, Japanese counterintelligence finally caught up. Sorge was arrested in Tokyo, along with his entire network. Here's where it gets dark. He confessed everything, cool as ice, no panic, no betrayal of comrades, just the cold, brutal truth. For 3 years, Japan tried to get the Soviet Union to claim him in a prisoner exchange. And guess what Mother Russia said? Richard who? Stalin, the man he served with every ounce of his loyalty, denied ever knowing him. Imagine being the guy who helped save a nation, only to be ghosted by your boss. On November 7th, 1944, Sorge was hanged. No fanfare, no medals, just silence. It wasn't until 20 years later that the Soviets quietly admitted the truth. In 1964, Richard Sorge was posthumously declared a hero of the Soviet Union. Streets were named after him, statues were built, but it was too late. His story had faded, overshadowed by generals and politicians who never risked what he did. But make no mistake, he was one of the greatest operatives in modern history. Because Richard Sorge didn't fight wars with guns. He fought with silence, with charm, with manipulation, and most terrifying of all, with the truth. So the next time you hear someone say, "One person can't change history," remember Richard Sorge, the man who lived in lies, died in truth, and reshaped a war without anyone even knowing his name. But if he could pull that off, what are you capable of when no one's watching? So if one man could outsmart empires, change the course of war, and vanish into the shadows of history, imagine what other forgotten stories are still hiding, just waiting to be uncovered. And trust me, the next one, it's even more unbelievable. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Because